how do you feel like you just have a feel for the personnel and the people around you in this offense?
Yeah, I think it just grows each and every day. I think the main focus is just keeping it a day-by-day process and just focusing where I'm at each day, staying where my feet are at. But I think I've adjusted well. I think that this offense is, I've said this multiple times, but more like a two-lane style of offense where we're gonna run at you and make you come down and then try to take shots over the top. So I think that I've adjusted well to this offense as well.
A couple other freshmen, Samari Wingo, Jackson Cantwell. Can you talk about your trust level in those guys and what they've shown so far?
Yeah, a lot of trust in those guys. Great ball players, and also just. They're both just like sponges. They want to learn. They want to get better. They want to contribute to this team. And so I think that's what stands out the most about those two.
Jackson's obviously a prize freshman on. Just in what ways have you seen him grow? Just even throughout the summer since
I think just him under Coach Mirabal. I think he's in the right spot, and I think that he's grown. He's got a lot of reps, and he's going against a lot of talented football players. So, when the time comes, he's going to be ready.
Just freshman-wise, Samari Wingo, just what stands out about just like his skill set as a young player?
Like I said, he's a sponge, which is great to see, and then also, he can make spectacular catches. I think that him and I have been working on, our deep ball, and I think that the way that he can just go up and get the football is something that's special.
You and Cooper. Talk about your friendship and history. Do you remember when you first met him? I mean, what that was like?
Yeah. I first met him at Duke. He was just around. He's sitting right next to me. He was at Duke, and I remember seeing him as a smaller. He wasn't as big as he was now. He's smaller, just white dude, and I'm like, who is this dude like? And he knew he's from California. He's so we kind of just bonded over that. But I went over to his house a few times, broke bread with him, and
you bonded over California.
Just being from California, just talking about high school football in that area and stuff. So. California rappers and stuff like that. So we have a lot of similarities, but I had a great season at Duke, and then we're here now. So
was there a song
one of my good friends. Is there a song
or a rapper you both like?
Blue Bucks Clan, that's what it's called.
Naturally, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a California player.
Okay, and what was there a song or was
just that
was a song.
Group? Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's
Blue
a group.
Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And from there, went to the football field, or
what'd you say?
You said you went over to his house to eat. Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah.
and just got to know each other at Duke that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And that relationship on the field, how did that develop there?
Really just obviously through practice, but also after practice, I'd throw a bunch of routes with him, and really just trying to perfect our craft outside of, our set practice hours. I think is how we, developed our connection, but as well as just hanging out with the team outside of football as well, I think is how we developed our connection.
So you guys have a similar mindset of practice and football and all that?
I think so. Yeah, I think we do. I think him and I are very similar as far as we both emphasize being where our feet are at, and I think that's the best mentality to have when you're playing football. So.
What's a good story about him? Funny or something that
funny
telling about his personality? Maybe
about
not
him?
Funny, but just could be a game story or off the field.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a funny story about him.
What's the personality? You guys like-minded personalities? Or?
I think so. It's funny dude, smart, witty. Just passionate about football.
Just like you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you guys both? Did you say I'm coming to Miami and I want to bring him? Or how did that all work out?
Yeah, we talked about it. And I think that just the opportunity to compete for a national championship was something that was both on our minds, and he's one of my good friends, and so I thought that going through this transition with somebody that is one of my favorite people.
Great. Yeah, of course.
Would be nice.
Are you guys living together?
No, we don't live
Do
together.
you live together at Duke at all? And how's it been so far for you here, the transition? I mean, you've been here for a while by now.
Yeah, it's been pretty seamless. The guys around me have been pretty awesome. This dude next to me is a tremendous leader. He really commands a team, and he just brought me in with open arms, which I really respect. And so, yeah, it's been a seamless transition. First day of training camp tomorrow. So
The Cam
excited.
Award and Brock, how much was that part of your decision?
You said what?
The
Cam Ward and
success
who?
of Cam Ward and
You said Beck?
Yeah,
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck.
Yeah, it's that definitely factored into my decision. Just seeing how much success they had at the position last year. That and then what I mentioned previously, being able to compete for a national championship was two things that factored in for me.
Shannon Dawson, when you were thinking about coming here, what kind of conversations did you have with him or any?
I first met him when I was on my visit here, actually. So, just, there was a whole thing with me transferring. So, but I mean, just the opportunity, just talking about the weapons I'll have and how he'll shape the offense around me. It was kind of the conversations that we had.
So much talent that it's not scary.
National championship, I mean, that's the goal of 10 teams right now. But you come in here sort of, your trip here was the centerpiece of the hope, right? I mean, that was the motivation for you. So when you look around here, what do you see as your hopes, your chances?
What do you
for a national title? How hard is it? That's the motivation, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it. What's up, guys? How you doing?
So Mike Cunha from CBS Finance.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
How's it going?
So, what does it feel putting?
Hold on.
I got you, Andrew, man. I got you. Thank you. Go ahead. So, does it feel like putting that U on your shirt?
It's special for sure. I think we got a real special culture here, special guys, special coaches. So it's an honor to put it on. I can't wait to go play, to be honest.
What was the most challenging part of trying to integrate yourself into a culture, into a team that's sort of already been there? They're just one step away from the ultimate goal, and you've been brought in to hopefully get them.
Yeah, just transitioning to a new city with new faces and new people. But to be honest, it wasn't that hard. The guys here who are already here, this dude sitting next to me, kind of just welcomed me with open arms, and I can't thank him enough for that. I think that it speaks to the culture here, as far as this is built off of family. It really just feels like family here. So the transition wasn't that hard.
When you showed up, what did your phone look like between text messages, DMs from the guys who are already here?
Just super supportive. It wasn't too many guys who reached out to me, but to the ones that did, it was just supportive. Just telling me that they're ready to rock and roll with me. So I appreciate that.
The natural, I think, for fans and for the outsiders to look at it, so because you go from Cam to Carson to you, and the success will continue. But how do you kind of separate yourself from that and say, okay, I want to be my own man, I'm going to do it my way and try to help this team win and not get caught up in the success of the past quarter?
Yeah, I kind of just try to block that out. Obviously, to pair the success that they had these last couple of years, but just really being where my feet are at and focusing, on each and every day, being process driven. Is kind of how I block that out and really just focus on what's ahead.
Do you like the pressure? How do you handle pressure? Not necessarily just pressure in the pocket, pressure in the game, but pressure from the outside of saying like, hey, this team is supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, and you're supposed to be a big part of that.
I kind of do, I guess, but I don't really feel pressure necessarily. Like I said, I kind of just take it day by day. I think the only way you can feel pressure is if you look behind or look ahead. And, I'm really just focused on right here, right now. So that's kind of how I block that out.
Darren, you were named the ACC Preseason Player of the Year. What went through your mind when you saw that, and is it something that, with everything that you built up to this moment, what's going through your mind with that?
Yeah, it was a blessing to be named the Preseason Player of the Year, but it's just it's an accolade. I haven't done anything this year, and I saw that and I was like, okay, I got to go and prove it to myself this year. So that's kind of what was going through my mind.
You guys obviously have like spring ball in the books, all this stuff now, getting ready for fall camp tomorrow, first day. Like, what's the excitement level with you and the rest of the guys kind of starting getting ready for the first game of the season, which is 31 days, I think?
Yeah, super excited. Can't wait to go put the pads on. It feels like forever. But, really just want to go sharpen some things up. I think we've put in a lot of good work. But Coach Cristobal will always emphasize we've never put in enough work. And so I think that's the message that we need to echo these two guys around me. But yeah, I think that, just ready to go and attack it.
I saw the success you had with Cooper elsewhere. Now he comes here, you have that connection, but having a guy like Malachi too, who as a 17, 18-year-old kid did the amazing things he did last year, what do you think that's going to be like, the weapons at your disposal to be able to kind of pick and choose the success and how to be successful on offense?
Well, I think it just makes it a lot easier to play quarterback. I think that the way I play is I go to the open guy. I'm not trying to find Coop or Mally on a specific play. I'm going to go where the coverage will tell me to go, and I think that just the fact that you can have dudes that will separate and get open each and every play just makes it that much easier.
What's your day-to-day like? Like time you get up, get in the building, watch the film all that?
Well, it's been different these last couple days because we're just starting camp, but usually I'll get up here. In the summer we'll do like PLP, so if we lift first, I'll be up at around 6, get in the facility at 6:30, stretch, eat, and we'll lift at 7 for an hour and a half probably, and then we'll meet. And then we'll PLP at around 11-ish, and then condition after that, and then classes that I'm taking as well. So but my day ends, on the earlier side. Sometimes I'll try to get back up here around like 5-ish and watch some extra tape with Coach Mirabal is what I've really been doing. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like on a day-to-day.
You watch tape with Coach Mirabal. Why is that?
Just because I think he's elite at what he does, and I think he really knows ball as far as like X's and O's go. So,
is that like noticing protections and stuff with the offensive line?
Protections, run game, just being able to talk through what exactly the O-line is doing because one day I'll have to be doing that too. So.
We've dealt with Mario for years and covering him and seeing him as a coach in the division. What's your experience so far being with Mario Cristobal? What kind of coach he is and what the expectations are he has for you and this team?
Yeah, he's just an ultimate competitor, and he just wants to get from point A to point B and without the BS. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's super respectable, and I'm just riding with him all the way. And I think that all these guys rally around what he has to say after every practice.
Darren, how building the camaraderie with everybody? We kind of saw some fun videos from ACC kickoff with Mark Fletcher. Like, how easy was that to build that relationship on and off the field?
Yeah, it's easy, and it makes it that much easier when guys want you to be around and they have respect for you. And so I think that was a big thing. When I first got here, the dudes were just welcoming, and I think that means a lot to me, and it just makes me want to pour back into those guys. So.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
My arm.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Still a song, Lee.
What's up, man? I'm Josh.
How's it going, Josh?
Welcome. Nice to meet you too. Have you talked at all with Cam and guys from last year about kind of their experience?
No, not that much. No, I haven't. I didn't talk to Beck, but I talked to Cam a little bit. I worked out with him in Nashville just like around a year ago now, which is pretty cool. But it wasn't specifically about Miami. It was just like about playing quarterback, being a competitor. So.
You ready? I feel like it's a little different than Duke.
Can't wait. Yeah, I'm more than ready.
Oh, yeah. Today's a weird little day. It's like, what are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of really what it is. All right, well,
Still
nice
going,
to meet
Josh?
you.
Nice
I'm
to
sure
meet
we'll
you.
grab you. Probably do some one-on-ones, do some
sure.
cool stuff as the season goes.
Cool.
done?
Sounds good.
Huh?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hey,
How's it going?
how you doing?
Nice
I'm
to meet
Joe.
you.
I do the play-by-play.
Awesome. Great to
The
meet you,
radio
Joe.
play-by-play. So you hear all the highlights of me screaming. That's going to be me.
Gotcha.
All right. You have a minute here? All right. Darian Mensah. All right, Darian, you come in, orchestrating this offense. Why was this the right move for you? Why was the University of Miami
the right move for you in your career?
I'd say, just the opportunity to compete for a national championship was on my mind, and then the success that the last two quarterbacks had last year was something that was very attractive to me.
Talk to us a little bit about Shannon Dawson and your connection with him and what he was able to do with Carson Beck and Cam Ward.
Yeah, two very impressive seasons as an OC for him these last 2 years. But I think that what separates him is he will morph the offense around the quarterback and not try to fit the quarterback into a certain system. The system is what the quarterback wants it to be each and every year, and I think that was something that we talked about, and something that I was on board with. So, I think that he's going to have an impressive year this year as well.
People have talked about your mobility, but in point guard terms, you're a pass first guy, run second.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah, I definitely am, and I think that comes from I play basketball, and I've always been a pass first type of guy. So. I think that's where it comes from.
It was funny. I thought during the spring game, I think there was the last three or four drives. I don't remember now, but 3 or 4 drives. It was almost like you and Shannon Dawson said, "Okay, let's go show them what we can do now." And all of a sudden, I don't know that you missed the pass, but you hit everything. And I think the point I'm trying to make is there was a lot of confidence there. You play with confidence, right?
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the most important things when you're playing quarterback is to be the most confident guy on the field, and that's kind of how I walk into this facility every day as a confident dude, and I think that my OC also instills that in me, that confidence, and so I'm appreciative of that. But I think that's what you need when you're playing quarterback.
I know this team has to create its own identity. They did go to the championship game last year. Do you sense any of that momentum carry over, joining this team from what they were able to accomplish a year ago?
That's a good question. To be honest, I'll say yeah, but I mean, there's nothing that last year's team can do that'll help us this year. We've got to go and do it all over again. The 2025 Hurricanes were a great team, but I'm focused on the 2026 Hurricanes.
The difference might be for this group. Now you become the hunted.
We're always the hunter. We're always the hunter. We're always trying to attack other teams. And I think that Coach Cristobal has done a great job as far as not making us comfortable. We're always hunting other teams, and we're never going to be the hunted. So.
Why was he the right head coach for you also?
I think just his tenacity to coach and get better, and just the way he leads men is something that I think that I want to be able to do someday, and I think that was something that was attractive to me as well.
I've gone about 3 minutes in this interview and I haven't asked you about Malachi Tony.
That's right.
Tell me why you think he's going to be so instrumental to what you're able to achieve this year.
Well, I think his just ability after the catch is something that'll help me a lot, but just who he is off the field, it doesn't matter if he gets 12 targets or 2 targets a game. He's going to be the same person. He's going to run the same route. He's going to be where he needs to be. He's not going to complain. I think that's something that's special about a great receiver, and he's young as well. Is that he doesn't care about the result. He's process driven.
Looking at Mark Fletcher to my right over here, you got a staple of running backs. When you turn to hand the ball off, regardless who's in there, all of them have talent.
They absolutely all do, and I think that him, Marty, Wheatley, the list goes on. Everybody can play. J.B. Mallory, our true freshman, can play, and I think it just helps the competition. It's going to make each dude in that room just want to be that much better. But this dude right here, I think he's a tremendous leader, and I can't wait to go step on the field with him.
You also came with Cooper Barkey, who had a nice connection with at Duke. How does that help you this season?
Well, it just adds a level of comfortability, I think. He is, my best friend, and I think that, having your best friend on the field is definitely helpful. And I think that he just finds ways to get open, and he's a smart dude. And then, him and I just have a certain connection on the field that teams can't really stop. And so, I think he'll be instrumental in my process too.
I'm a firm believer that great players want to be around other great players. And that's one of the reasons why this thing's starting to click here at the University of Miami. Do you feel that way?
Absolutely, and I think, what they say, great minds think alike. And I think that, off this whole offensive unit are all focused on one goal, and that's just to be where our feet are at. And so, I'm excited, and I can't wait to go step on the field.
Darren, we look forward to watching you play. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, I need to read one thing if I can. Can you read one thing for me? Okay, so this is a radio station that's on our network. It's not in Miami, it's in the Panhandle. Can you just read, I'm Darian Mensah, this is your radio spot for Hurricanes football on the golf course corner. We can do that, right? It's not just go that one now.
Hello, this is Darian Mensah, and this is your radio spot for Hurricane football on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Perfect.
When you're a pro, you don't need to do
That was good.
For sure.
Thank you very much.
How you doing?
Hey, Yanni, good to see you.
All right, 3, 2. All right, here with QB1, Darian Mensah. Tell me what this transition has been like. Does it already feel like home, or are you still getting used to things?
I'd say it already feels like home, and I think the culture here is just built on family, and it really just feels like a family here. And I think it's a testament to the guys around me. I think they welcome me with open arms, and I can't thank them enough for that.
You went to a program that got to the championship game that has a whole lot of talent, but it also comes with a lot of expectations. So what's your mindset coming in as the quarterback in that scenario?
Yeah, just to be where my feet are at. I think looking ahead or looking at expectations, just create pressure and create things that won't help you get to where you want to go. And so I think just being process driven, focusing on what you need to do each and every day is kind of what my mind is.
Every receiver I've talked to so far has been singing your praises. So has it been the off the field stuff, getting to know teammates, or on the field, their routes where they like the ball, that has been most critical to developing a rapport?
I'd say the off the field stuff, and that's throughout my whole career. I think great teams build camaraderie off the field, outside of the facility, and I think that's been what's pretty special about this group, is that we've gelled together so great, to be honest. And so it's an honor to be a part of it. I'm just super excited about this year.
When you watched this team from afar last year, what did you think about them? And was it consistent with, now that you're in it, what they are?
Yeah, I think something that popped off the tape was just how physical this group was. And it definitely is apparent, you know what I'm saying? I think that, the way we practice each and every day, you could see the physicality that we play with. And so, yeah, that was kind of something that popped out of the tape for me watching it last year.
2 more. Mario Cristobal, what's he like as a head coach?
He's just a fierce competitor, wants to win, and just knows how to lead. And I think that he is one of the better motivators that I've ever seen as far as head coaching goes. And so, special dude, and I just can't wait to go play my butt off.
Last one. How do you, as a college student, remain still, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. You're still young, but you're making money. You're in Miami. You have all these expectations. How do you sort of just remind yourself that, keep your feet where they are, as you mentioned, and not get too crazy with the lifestyle, I suppose?
Yeah, just to have gratitude for, every single thing that happens, whether good or bad. I think, having that mindset can really just aid as far as taking stuff off your shoulders and really just reminding yourself that it's a blessing to be breathing and to be, living every day. So I think that's how I do it.
Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys, for waiting out.
What's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, I got you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
for sure. Hello. How are you?
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
All right, first off, does today, I know you guys have been in here working out, doing all the things, getting ready for tomorrow, but does today kind of feel a little bit like Christmas Eve? Because tomorrow it gets really real on Green Tree.
It's a good way to put it. Kind of, to be honest. I'm super excited. Can't wait to go and put on the pads. Feels like I haven't done it forever. But yeah, the excitement levels are high in this building.
This is a team that, has expectations coming into it this year, and you guys have to drown out the good noise, you have to drown out the bad noise. As the quarterback, how do you help make sure people don't get caught in that and continue to believe in the work that has helped this program be successful?
I think to push a message that, you have to be where your feet are at, and you can not focus on anything in the future or in the past, really just focused on what you need to do each and every day. And I think that'll take us to, where we need to go.
How big was this summer for you in terms of continuing to get to know these guys? Obviously, I know you've been here a minute, but summer's really when you guys can really get out there and not have to worry about class, just worry about getting time down, working out, meeting, hanging out with each other. How big was that for you personally to continue to
Yeah, it was huge for me because I think in the spring, was kind of like my introductory process, getting to know the guys. But then coming back in the summer after that break, I felt like I know everybody, and I feel like these are all my brothers. And so, this summer has been huge for us.
What can you say about the skilled players around you in the offense? I mean, when a quarterback has these kind of toys to play with, how exciting is it? Look at you sitting over here, and you guys are sitting down there.
Yeah, it's just makes me smile, makes me happy because it just makes it that much easier, as a quarterback. I was just explaining this earlier, but I go to people based off of coverage, not based off of who they are. I'm not just trying to find Coop on a certain play. I'm going to go where the defense is telling me to go. And so when you have guys that can just separate, and they're going to have separation, just adds that level of comfortability and trust. So.
What's it been like to continue to get to know Coach Dawson, continue to immerse yourself in that playbook, continue to know what he expects of you? What's that process been like?
It's been sweet. I think he is a winner. He wants to go and win, and I think I've said this multiple times too, but the way that he morphs the offense around the quarterback is something that I really appreciate. And so just running concepts that I am extremely comfortable with is something that I really like. So the process has been pretty smooth.
Hi, Darian. Nice to finally meet you. My name is Scott, Motor City Manmouth. Anyways, I want to ask you a few questions. Everybody knows about the history of the Miami quarterbacks beyond the last three. Cam Ward, obviously, you have Cam Ward, Carson Beck, and now you're walking in. But when Miami's produced so many quarterbacks, do you have a pretty good idea about the history of them and figuring this is a good opportunity for you to get to the next level if you play pretty good football?
Yeah, seeing what the last two guys did these last couple of years was certainly a factor that went into my decision to transfer here. But I think that me in this offense with these kind of weapons can only do for a lot of success. So I'm excited.
Yeah, but do you know the history of the Miami quarterbacks of Jim Kelly, Bernie Kosar, and those guys, or have you not really not up to speed yet? Because don't worry, your first year here, you're definitely going to find out pretty quickly. And a lot of guys that were great quarterbacks that got to the pros.
Sure, yeah, I got to meet the Heisman winner. I'm forgetting his name. Who won the Heisman?
Gino Torello.
Yeah, I got to meet him I met him a few times, but not many of the other ones that you're talking about. To be honest, I never thought I'd be here at Miami, and I'm blessed to be here. So.
Well, you brought your buddy Cooper. Obviously, Cooper next to you. Tell me what it's like to have the built-in chemistry with him.
Yeah, it's been great. To go through anything with your best friend just makes it that much easier. And I think he has a knack for getting open, and so it's been great having him here so far. I can't wait to go step on the field.
You got a couple of heavy hitters with Mark Fletcher and obviously Malachi Tony. Are you chomping at the bit to be able to see what those guys are like in real time, knowing that this could be a pretty explosive offense?
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that him, Marty, Wheatley, Javian, I think all of our running backs are exceptional ball players, and I think they'll show you come fall. But just training camp tomorrow. Can't wait to go start that.
And one other thing I want to mention, what's it like to be coached by Mario Cristobal? Is he that intense and a guy that you're really looking forward to be coached up with?
Absolutely. I think he coaches with a certain tenacity that you want in a head coach, and he pushes his team to be better each and every day, no matter how we practice that day. And so I think he's what you want when you are looking to win big things.
One other thing that just entered my mind: last year they made it to the national championship game. Was that one of the things that really provided the impetus for you to come down here to Miami, knowing that I have a chance to get back to the national championship game? We already talked about Cam Ward and Carson Beck, but obviously you have a shot at a ring here.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's the goal. And are you even playing football if you're not trying to win nice things? Yeah, I'm really just focused on what we can do. And I think how you get there is just being process driven and not really trying to focus too much on the result.
You looking forward to seeing Duke this year?
I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
Good enough. Good political answer. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in action this year. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Dan, you played the video game? You played the video game?
The video game?
The video game, the college football video game. You play it now?
I don't, no.
No, you haven't seen yourself on it or anything?
I've seen myself on it a few times, but I don't play it myself.
Anything you would change on there yourself that you've seen? Did they get your face right?
I haven't even seen what my face looks like, to be honest.
And you focus, okay, now we can deal with that. You and Cooper Barquet, he said y'all best friends?
Yes.
Yeah, would that develop at Duke?
At Duke, yeah.
Yeah. The difference at Duke, what type of offense were you in? Was it the check with me offense? Did you have the freedom to call plays? Like what?
In the spread offense, but yeah, we checked with me. We did it all last year, so yeah, pretty versatile offense.
How does it feel to have so much talent at wide receiver around you? I don't know if it's the best. I know you went to Tulane, I know you went to Duke, but I'm only imagining that we've out-recruited all those teams in the past. So how does it feel to have this level of talent around you, and what does it does to your game?
Yeah, it just eases my mind out there on the field, knowing that you got dudes that can separate on every single play. It just adds a certain level of comfortability, I think. Having my best friend on the field. This dude over here is one of my best friends. Mally's one of my best friends. So I think, building that camaraderie off the field will make us that much better on the field.
Give me one thing you love about the city of Miami.
Ooh, the people. Everybody I meet here has been pretty awesome. And they've been really, really helpful and just made this place feel like home as soon as I stepped in the city.
What is the heat compared to the heat in California?
Just way more humid. But I lived in New Orleans for 2 years, and so it's like that, to be honest. And so I feel like I'm pretty much used to it now.
So you figure it's similar to New Orleans? Any goals for this year?
Just to have a lot of fun and give it my all, to be honest.
At what point did you know that you were transferring, like in the off season? At what point did you say, okay, man, I may be leaving?
After I was exploring the NFL draft, and after I got those grades back, they weren't what I wanted them to be, and after that, I started to look into the transfer portal.
Would you mind sharing what were they? What were they?
The grades?
Yeah, you got back.
I think it was like late day 2. I think. Well, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. No.
Late day 2.
Definitely not.
All right, Darian Mensah, man. We're gonna follow you today. All right?
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
So, with this whole process to do here, how has it been? How have you been able to take advantage of those situations to build the chemistry that you have already so far? Going through change restrictions. I have. I mean, I've known that as a kid.
Yeah, I think I'm just that much more versatile on and off the field. I've been around a lot of people. And I think I can mesh with different locker rooms, no matter the archetype. And so, but on the field, I've been in 3 different offenses now. I think I've had 4. This is my 4th OC, I think, this year. So, yeah, I've played a lot of ball, been around a lot of people, and so I think that can only help.
It's great. How versatile do you see the safeties being compared to the offenses that you've been in?
Sorry, what'd you say? Yeah, super versatile. I think that we got a lot of weapons this year, a lot of great ball players, and I think Coach Dawson has a way with getting guys the ball when they need to. So I'm excited. Can't wait to go step on the field.
Now, so many people talk about the defensive line and they're trying to gel together. Also gel the process field, knowing that at least this team.
So my question is this: you embrace the challenge of not only your quarterback here, but winning.
I think it's been great. I think that Double R, Ryan Rodriguez has done a great job leading the pack, and I think that Matt McCoy and Samson have been also some studs up front. But I think that SJ is going to have a big year for us. Max, I don't know. I think that our whole line can all go ball, and I think that their position coach, Coach Mirabal, is exceptional at what he does, and so I think they'll be one of the better groups as far as like an offense goes. Appreciate it.
Hey Darian, how's it going?
How's it going?
So yeah, I'm sure you got asked this already, but we got late to the game. So just working with Coach Dawson over the last 6-7 months, just what have you really learned from him?
I'd say that you don't have to play rigid as a quarterback. Like I think he's taught me that you play your best ball when you're free flow, and I think that's something I've kind of stepped into. I think he's done a tremendous job at coaching me up. So.
And I'm not a scout, I'm not a coach, so I'm a layman. Can you just kind of walk me through what do you think is your biggest strengths, and what do you think are some of the things you wanted to work on the most kind of going into this year?
I think one of my biggest strengths would probably be my accuracy. I think I pride myself on my accuracy and putting the ball where it needs to be. But I think something I could work on would be my ball security. I think I lost a couple games last year with just being loose with the ball, and so those two things.
And I know you've been asked 100 times about the whole process of transferring and everything that went into that, but just now that that's kind of all in the past, all behind you, kind of focus on the year. What's your attitude like, your mentality kind of going into the year?
Just to attack everything and have a lot of fun while doing it, and really just be where my feet are and try to enjoy this year. I think this team has a chance to be special this year, and so just really pushing the team to our full potential is kind of my mentality.
And what have you noticed about the mentality of the scheme as a whole? So obviously, you come in, this team was a touchdown away from winning a national title last year. They kind of come in, join that kind of already in progress almost. What's it been like? How have you kind of meshed yourself kind of into the team's mentality, I guess?
Yeah, I think that the players kind of just welcomed me with open arms, and as soon as I stepped on campus, they've all felt like my brothers, and so everybody has the same goal, but I think how you get there is just being where your feet are at and being process driven and not trying to focus too much on the result.
I've probably been asked every question 10 times already.
Yeah,
about this one, I'll ask you this one. I just haven't heard it. What did you work on the most this offseason? Did we ask that already?
Yeah, I've been asked everything.
Okay, well, say it a better way this time. Make up something new.
For sure. This offseason, I've really just worked kind of like some off-platform throws, watched some Bryce Young tape, and just the way that he moves around the pocket, some of those movements. But yeah, those two things is kind of what I focused on this offseason.
You hadn't watched Bryce Young previously, or you watched?
I've watched him previously, but just focusing on specific movements that he does.
I mean, he's a guy who gets out of the pocket a lot, and you did it at Duke at times, but not designed. Like, is that something that might be added into your repertoire this year?
If need be.
The Shannon Dawson offense, it looks a lot different than the Duke offense. Do you think that they'll incorporate a little bit of what you did last year also into the Dawson offense? Because I know he's very multiple. He likes to use new ideas. They've used ideas from other teams in the past. Is that something you've talked about with him? Without specifics, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, I think what he does exceptionally is he will morph the offense around the quarterback, and so, I mean, yeah, there's definitely going to be stuff that we do, that I've done last year, that we'll do this year. But yeah, I think that's just what he does.
Were you surprised when you came in that this isn't a coach that says, here's my offense, fit into it? Instead, he says, hey, what do you like to do? Hey, I watched your film. This is a good thing. Should we incorporate it? Like, is that different to you? Because you've had a bunch of coordinators.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but I love it. I think that's what you want, to have an OC to put all the trust in your hands. I think we do a lot more check with me, the quarterback, and I just call the play for the receivers and give it to everybody else than I've ever done in the past, which is pretty cool. So I think it's a huge confidence boost for me a trust thing as well.
And last thing, can you just talk about the offensive line a little bit? Because people point to it, oh, they lost 4 starters, so obviously people are like, that's the question mark area. How comfortable are you with that group right now?
Super comfortable. I think Ryan Rodriguez, our center, has been a huge part as far as like leading the charge and making sure that the O-line's on their stuff. But also Samson and Matt are also our leaders up there. And so Coach Mirabal always got those guys coached up. So can't wait to go step on the field with them.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for answering everything like 10 different times.
Yeah, no problem.
We're training you for the NFL.
How are we doing, Darian?
What's up, bro? How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Clip it on, hold it, whichever you prefer.
Your starting quarterback, Darian Mensah. Darian, how are we feeling?
Feel good. Day 1 training camp tomorrow, so can't wait to go attack it.
You know, you spent this offseason, training with guys like Coop, Mally, Balin. How's that been?
It's been great. Got some special pass catchers this year, and some hard workers as well. So it's been good to work outside of the facility and really just work on that time.
You've had plenty of time down here now. How has that transition been going from Duke to Miami? What's the difference?
It's been a pretty seamless transition. I think the guys in the locker room have welcomed me here with open arms. And it's been something that's been pretty easy, to be honest. It's hard to move to a new place, but these guys have made it easy on me.
Getting to throw to guys like Mally, Coop, the other guys in the room, how is that for you confidence-wise?
Yeah, just definitely makes me that much more confident, but also just eases my mind. When you got dudes who can separate and go up and get the ball, just makes it that much easier, playing the quarterback position.
Is there a game this season that you're looking forward specifically, or just big picture?
All of them, every game.
And just last thing here, one word to describe this
When Mario tells me that Jay Rick is a crazy person,
ooh, that's a good question. Potential.
I like it, bro.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Ethan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to see you.
What's up? How are you? Good to see you.
Sorry, my hands are moving. Okay, so we're just gonna ask you like funny questions. If you had to take one player with you, let me give you the mic actually. I should probably do that. If you had to take one teammate with you to save the world in a zombie apocalypse, who would you take with you?
Wow, that's a great question.
You can pick
Matt McCoy.
Wait, why?
Because he's huge first, so he'll protect. He's my protector also. He's like my bodyguard, but he has some guns, so I mean, yeah, that's all you need.
And then, which teammate would you never let date your daughter?
Him, Gavin Mueller.
Wait, why?
He's just a bad dude. I'm just kidding. He's a great dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm great.
So, since we last spoke to you upstairs a couple months ago, do you feel like you're fully acclimated now to Miami, to South Florida, to the room, to all the things that you have to be comfortable in for the next few months?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. As I've been saying this entire time, these guys here have made it pretty easy on me, and I can't thank them enough for that. So, yeah, I feel great being here.
The level of confidence you have right now, I mean, it's probably off the charts, but can you explain maybe in a little more detail what off the charts would mean? Like, what is your confidence in this group?
Tremendous amount of confidence. But it's kind of my job to make sure we get where we need to go, and so that's kind of what I'm focused on right now. But also using confidence while doing it. So.
How many times have you been asked about Duke today?
I actually don't know the name. 4 or 5.
4? That's it?
Not many. No, not that many.
I was way under the number I expected.
Yeah, sure.
How much have you? I mean, every coach says the goal here is 1-0. We got to win today. We're going to win the next game. The next, Stanford game's biggest game. I get all that. That's coach speak. Except with Mario, that's actually like how he goes. How long did it take you to realize that when he says we're about 1-0, that's what the man's about? He's not thinking about June or January or playoff or whatever. He's thinking about next day, next game.
Yeah, very quickly. One of my first days here, I was joking with him about running QB power if he needs me to, and then he's like, And when I said that, I was like, if we need to run it in the playoffs or something, I was just joking with him around. And he was like, game one. We're not worried about that. So, yeah, pretty quickly.
By the way, what is it with quarterbacks? Because Carson wanted to run the same thing last year. What is it with you guys always wanting to run power?
Run power? I was just joking.
Carson wasn't. Carson wanted to do that.
No, I'm a pocket passer. He's a little bit bigger than me too, so I'll just sit back and find my weapons and have a good time in the pocket. So.